welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our Healthy Homes, Healthy Families workshop. I feel blessed to have you here. And I guess this is a topic that's really close to my heart. It's actually why I kind of got started with Young Living. I wanted, to get rid of the nasty chemicals out of my home. And, I guess we all know that health and wellness is on the rise. But the problem is that there's so many products out there these days that are labeled as safe or natural, or they have pretty, pictures of globes and green natural stuff and all this labeling that it would lead us to believe that something was green and natural. But when you actually look into it, you find out that sometimes, like I know with a certain dishwasher powder that I used before I got on the low tox journey, there's actually like a logo on it that looks like it should be environmentally friendly. But the only thing that's environmentally friendly about that dishwashing powder is the cardboard box that it comes in. But if you looked at the packaging, you would actually believe that it was natural. And that's what we call greenwashing. And so we're going to talk tonight about greenwashing and how certain companies lead us to believe that things are healthier than what they actually are. So I guess we will start off by introducing ourselves. So, oops, for some reason my screen's not working on my forward buttons. So this is me and my family, and I'm Kim Thompson, for anyone who doesn't know me, and my partner Jeremy, and my two girls, Caitlin and Tegan. And they're my why. They're the reason why I'm on a journey of health and wellness, and in particular to get rid of the nasty chemicals. When I was pregnant with Caitlin, I went through what I call pregnant mumzilla, where I literally went through my whole house in the lead up to the birth. Like, people say they do nesting. Well, what I did was I got a big plastic tub and I pulled out all the nasty chemical products from underneath my sink and in my laundry, and I put them all in there because we couldn't really have child-safe locks on the cupboards that we had. So my answer was just to get rid of it. And I remember at the time my partner said to me, "What are we going to clean with?" And I said, "I don't know. Water." Like, I really just wanted to get rid of all these chemicals and make sure that they weren't going to affect my girls' lives. So tonight I'm going to share with you some of my journey, to get rid of those nasty chemicals and why I did it. But first of all, I'd like to hand over and introduce Sarah Farah. Welcome, Sarah. Oh, you just need to unmute.
Whoopsies, I'm not very tech savvy, just so everybody knows. Well, thank you, Kim. So basically my journey started not actually with the cleaning products, to be really honest. So I was more after sleep and calming and those types of things when I had a toddler, which was my middle son. So I've got three beautiful boys. So you can see I've got Luca, and then I've got Valley, and then I've got Jerry, and then my husband Dan, and Santa Claus is just thrown in there for the fun and a bit of quirkiness because I'm a little bit quirky, being an early childhood teacher, so you never know what you're going to get. Anyway, so it wasn't until I really started enjoying the calming remedies that I got into that I started to ditch and switch. And my husband was actually like, "That's not going to work. What are you talking about?" And then his big test was if we sprayed the chicken board, like the chopping board that we had just chopped chicken on, and nobody got sick, he would believe me, because he just honestly believed that chemicals was the only way to clean that chopping board. Anyway, he now eats his words and uses all of these amazing products and loves them. So it wasn't my first instinct to go this way, but the products prove for themselves. So, yeah.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. And thank you so much for co-facilitating with me tonight. It's really great to have you on. So what are we going to cover today? So first of all, we're going to talk about, I'm going to cover the first bit, which is 5 reasons to choose natural plant-based cleaning products, and basically why I started on this journey. And then Sarah's going to share with you, it's kind of like our top 15 favorite easy ways to ditch and switch. But, she's going to cover off on all of those. So let's get started. So the 5 reasons to choose natural plant-based cleaners. All right. The first one is safety. Now we're going to go into these in more depth in a minute. Health risks. environmental impact, convenience, and cost. So let's look at each of those closer. So I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of greenwashing happens out there in the market where companies lead you to believe that their products are healthy and natural, when in fact, if you actually, look up some of their ingredients on websites like Ingrid, like as in shortened ingredients, the word Ingrid, there's an app, or the Environmental Working Group, you would actually be really surprised by some of the ingredients that are actually included in a lot of cleaning products. There are over 40,000 chemicals available for everyday use in common household products. That's a lot of chemicals. There are no pre-market regulations that stipulate the testing of chemicals prior to sale in Australia. It's actually up to the companies themselves to regulate what chemicals they put into their products. And it's only if someone has a reaction and makes a complaint do any of the industry sort of boards and government groups look into these chemical products. So according to a study carried out by the US Environmental Working Group, so that's the EWG, they're another one who has an app that you can download to work out, whether your products have safe ingredients or not. They think that women apply an average of 168 chemicals to their skin on a daily basis. Okay, now, most of those chemicals are actually applied before breakfast. You think about it when you get up. You might have a shower and shampoo your hair, you apply makeup, moisturizer, you brush your teeth, you put deodorant on. All of those things contain chemicals. Now, not all of them are dangerous. Obviously, even water is a chemical. It's called H2O. So that's why I like to refer to them as nasty chemicals rather than chemicals as a general term. And the thing about these harmful chemicals is they're actually found, in about 150 different products that you have. Well, there's 150 different chemicals in the products that you have that have been linked to allergies, birth defects, cancer, psychological abnormalities, all different kinds of things. And so when my girls were young, I was really, really worried that, one of my daughters was going to get asthma because she had a lot of mucus sitting on her chest. And I started researching on the asthma websites. And one of the things that they actually said was to look at getting rid of a lot of the nasty chemicals and look at switching to more natural alternatives, such as bicarb vinegar. And they were the first natural cleaners that I started using. And, when I got started with Young Living, I wasn't even sure about the Thieves Cleaner because I was like, I just love to use my vinegar spray I was adding like practically, half a bottle of tea tree and eucalyptus and pine and lemon and all these different essential oils to my vinegar sprays. And then I got onto Thieves, which we're going to talk about today, and I couldn't believe how much better it was. And best of all, it was also natural. So here's a list of some of the ingredients to avoid in common cleaning products. So things like formaldehyde, phthalates. Phthalates are a major hormone disruptor. I obviously have two girls who are 12 and 9, and when I was younger, I used to spray impulse deodorant all over. That was my favorite thing to do when I was in school. I had every kind of impulse deodorant, but also perfumes. And, phthalates are in all of those synthetic fragrances. And I think about just how many of those chemicals I was exposed to when I was younger. And then I had hormonal issues, which were also to do with the contraceptives that I was using, but that's another story. And I don't want my girls to be exposed to these. So we try to avoid products that contain phthalates. VOX, volatile organic compounds, sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate. I won't even attempt to, I think it's ethanolamines, but they're usually on your products as MEA, DEA or TEA. Triclosan. Triclosan is in most of the hand sanitizers that you buy on the market. Once again, it's been banned in the USA, but we can still put it in our hand sanitizers here in Australia, which seems crazy because most of the time Australia is a lot stricter with our ingredients and things like that. But the US is definitely ahead when it comes to triclosan and fragrance. If you haven't seen the movie Stink, and you can watch it for free on Netflix and things like that, you should totally watch it because because it talks about how if you have a product that contains the ingredient fragrance, it can be up to 1,000 different chemicals in that one. It's a way that companies can hide different chemicals because they say that they can't tell you because that particular chemical makes up their signature scent, if you like. So that brings me to point number 2, which is the health risks. So toxic chemicals in household cleaners are 3 times more likely to cause cancer than air pollution. Even if you live in a city that's highly polluted, toxic chemicals are more dangerous than actual air pollution. Within 26 seconds after exposure to chemicals from cleaning products, traces of these can be found in every organ of your body. And I know Jeremy, my partner, is really, really passionate about men and the products that they use. And he talks about how within a few minutes of applying phthalates and some of the chemicals that I mentioned before, they can be found in men's urine and even men's sperm. So imagine what those chemicals are doing and, the abnormalities and things like that that they can cause. So no toxic information is available for more than about 80% of chemicals in everyday use. And only 1% of toxins are required to be listed on labels because once again, they say that the formula is a trade secret. So often when you actually have a look at your cleaning products, they won't even have the ingredients. So you've got no idea which nasty chemicals are actually in there. And as I mentioned before, very little testing has been done. It's up to the companies themselves to do the testing. It's not done by any government department or anything like that. And what they do is they test the chemical components in isolation, or they might test their one product. But when you think about it, most people in their houses, they don't just use one product. They don't just use one, spray product. They'll use, a spray product for the shower, and they then might use a little bit of bleach, and they'll then use a bit of this and a bit of that. And that forms a massively toxic storm, if you like, and people are breathing those in. And there's been a lot of hospitalizations from women who've been cleaning their showers where they've mixed various chemicals because they've sprayed the glass with one cleaner and the tiles with another and then washed with another. And that, then when they breathe it in or get it on their skin, most of us clean the shower while we're in it, having a shower, because we like to multitask. So we're absorbing those chemicals through the bottoms of our feet. And if they're getting on our skin, then we're absorbing them straight into our bloodstream. The third reason I use natural cleaners is because of the environmental impact that most, supermarket bought cleaners have. Harsh chemicals found in cleaners actually have a major impact on the environment and are huge contributors to environmental pollution. Some conventional cleaning products contain ingredients that are toxic, non-biodegradable, which is crazy because when you think about it, we always use them somewhere where we're going to wash them, like use water. So we're going to add them to our mop bucket, or we're going to spray them and put them down the sink or down the shower. And yet if they don't break down, they get into our waterways, and our fish and our dolphins and all that kind of stuff are swimming around in them. They're also usually made from non-renewable resources like petroleum. So they're petroleum-based products, and they come in plastic, which is also a petroleum-based item. And all up, these harm the Earth's ecosystem. I've already mentioned that. So natural plant-based cleaners reduce chemical residue buildup in our environment. Some cleaners they have like a half-life, if you like. So that's how long they stay in the environment. They don't break down for years and years. So whenever you're using these chemicals, think about where they're going to end up. And they're probably going to end up in our waterways and stay there for years. And the other thing is that all those multiple containers. So every time you buy a bottle of spray cleaner, and it just has a single use, you're having to, many people think that it's good because they can recycle the containers, but it takes a lot of energy to make that container in the first place and then to recycle it and turn it into something else. What if you could get 42 spray bottles out of just one bottle of cleaner? Just think how much of a difference that would make to the environment in terms of, the number of containers that need to be produced in the first place and the number that have to be recycled. The next reason I choose natural cleaners is to do with convenience. It's much easier to actually clean with just a few products that take care of all of your cleaning needs, rather than having to have a whole heap of different products under your sink. So I mentioned that when I was pregnant, I went through my whole house and got rid of basically nearly everything that was underneath my kitchen sink and in my laundry, because they were all full of nasty chemicals. I've managed to replace them with pretty much at one stage, one product. Okay, I've since branched out and added a few more products. But there was a time there where all Young Living sold in terms of the cleaning products was Thieves Household Cleaner. And believe me, Sarah's got it there. I used it for everything. I did. I cleaned my fruit and veggies in it. I cleaned the floor. I cleaned the windows. I cleaned the bath. I used it as my rinse aid in my dishwasher. I've even used it to wash my dishes when I haven't had my natural dishwashing, liquid and dishwasher powder. So, you can actually use one cleaner. You don't have to be tricked by companies into believing you need a tile cleaner, an oven cleaner, a window cleaner, a floor cleaner, all of those kinds of things. You can actually use one plant-based cleaner. So with natural plant-based products, you can tackle multiple cleaning jobs without having to switch the products. I love that because I can give the girls a spray bottle and they can go and clean the windows with a spray bottle and a microfiber cloth. And, we can use that same thing to clean the shower and the bath. And so I can go around the whole house and clean everything, even my oven. Okay, I was amazed. I use the Thieves Household Cleaner with bicarb soda and I get it to foam up in the bottom of my oven and I leave it there for a while. And as my grandma would say, I've got to use a bit of elbow grease. It's not, going to come off straight away. But I'd much rather that and have a really nice smelling oven where I'm not worried about the toxic fumes from the oven cleaner getting into everything I cook for the next few weeks. So, I love the Thieves cleaner for that. Plus, the other benefit is that these cleaner and plant-based cleaners won't actually stain your clothes. I remember having bath mats from the days when I used to use bleach in my shower because I thought the bleach was actually getting rid of the mold, but it was actually only bleaching the mold. It doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't kill it. That's why it keeps coming back. But I would be using so much bleach in my shower that bits would splash onto my bath mats. And I used to have all these bath mats that looked like they were tie-dyed from the amount of bleach that I was using. I also used to think that my shower wasn't clean if it didn't smell like bleach. Now I'm like, oh, how could I have ever been like that and actually like the smell of bleach? All right, and the fifth reason is that natural cleaners actually make good sense. Okay, a lot of people think, that natural cleaners are more expensive. And that's because they've gone to the supermarket and they've looked at these greenwash labels and seen the pretty picture of the earth or the pretty picture of a leaf or something like that. And they're normally the more expensive products. But you have to buy so many different products to clean, or, as I said, your spray cleaner for your kitchen benches and a different one for your tiles in your bathroom and a different one for your windows and a different one for your floor and all of those kinds of things. But with this, you don't have to do that. You can use one cleaner. And the thing about natural plant-based cleaners is they are concentrated. So I say Young Living actually doesn't charge us for water. Okay, they send out the cleaner and then we make it up ourselves. So rather than sending us out 42 different bottles of spray, we can make up 42 bottles of spray with that one Thieves cleaner. So they're not charging us for water. We're adding the water ourselves when we get it. So let's take a look at the cost of my favorite natural plant-based cleaner compared to some others. So if you buy the bigger bottle, which is 1.8 litre, you can actually, I mix it up in my spray bottle as 10 mils of cleaner, which is about the size of that cap in the cap on the smaller bottle, the Thieves bottle. So I measure it out as 10 mils. So I put one of those into my spray bottle with 300 mils of water. So if you've got a 500 mil bottle, you can throw 2 capfuls in there and fill it up to the 500 mil. But if you make it as that if you're making it from the smaller bottle, which is 426 mil, and you're using 10 mils per bottle, then you're actually going to get 42 bottles of spray. And that's how I work it out. And that's 95 cents per 300 mils of spray that you're going to be making up. Whereas if you buy the bigger bottle, it works even cheaper at 81 cents for 300 mils. So that's fairly cheap. You couldn't get a toxic cleaner at the supermarket for that price. So it's such a bargain. So how does it stack up compared to other products? So I did this in July last year when I had time. I haven't had time to update it for today's workshop. But basically what I did was I went through and I looked, we usually shop at Coles online. And so I went through and I compared all the natural cleaners that Coles has with the Thieves Cleaner. And so their most expensive cleaner that they have is called Cove, and it's by Earth Choice. And it works out for the 100, and I did this per 100 mils, because remember, all cleaners come in different sizes. So I wanted to make sure I was, comparing apples with apples. You were looking at $2.24 per 100 mils. Exit Mold, which is obviously a very popular cleaner, $1.50 per 100 mils. Shower Power, $1.37. And you can see it goes down. So even Earth's Choice multi-purpose cleaner, which, is a fairly good cleaner, and you obviously think that, given the name Earth Choice, that it, would be fairly environmentally friendly at 53 cents, but stacked up against the Thieves Cleaner, 32 cents, because remember that price I gave you before was 300 mils. If we divide that by 3, we end up with 32 cents. And the Thieves Cleaner 1.8 refill comes down to 27 cents. It's such a bargain. So isn't it time you ditch the harmful cleaners and switch to all natural plant-based products? All right, I'm now going to hand over to the lovely Sarah Farah, who is going to talk about our top 15 favourite ways to ditch and switch in your home. And these are products that all come in what we call the Healthy Homes Premium Starter Kit, but you can also buy them individually as well. So Sarah, are you ready to take it away?
Oh, yep, I'm unmuted. I am. So, of course, are you going to switch the thing, or can I do that? Here we go. Of course, I feel like you've already nearly taken my spiel away for the Thieves Household Cleaner, but I am so impressed with this amazing little bundle. And it has been in our home since the second month that I started using Young Living. So that has been 8.5 years now, I think. Yeah, a long time. So I definitely am so glad that I ditched and switched. So I actually use our Thieves Cleaner in this beautiful little bottle, which you can get, and I think it comes free in the Nature Homes bundle. So I know that that's just adding another element, but I just love this because it also has like the measurements on the back. So you can just quickly pop your 10 mils, 20 mils in there, and then your water as well. So it's also a really good way. And it's got this groovy little pattern on it, which is nice. So we use this baby for everything. So we don't have any other household cleaners. This is on our kitchen bench to clean the chopping board, to clean the kitchen bench, to clean the stove, to clean the fridge, to clean absolutely everything. And then I take it from the kitchen and take it to the bathroom and use it for the toilets and for the mirrors and for the windows, and then I take it for the floors, and I either spray it on, sometimes depending on how busy I am, I sometimes spray it on and then wipe, one with those mops that you just sort of wipe, or I add a cut fill into my mop bucket and do it that way. So it depends on how much time I've got and how I'm feeling in the day. So it is amazing. And even like I'm not worried about it with Stitch. We've got a dog called Stitch and he's completely fine with it. It's great for in the cars, like to clean the cars. It's really good if like your son has had a little upset belly, it's really good to get the stink out of the car, which is good. So yeah, so it's amazing. There's nothing. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say before we move on is that I actually live on a rural property. We live in the bush and we have a septic system, and it's a common question that people ask me is, can you use it on septics? And I'm like, absolutely. I have lived on a farm basically now for 15 years, and I've always used it in my septic, and it, you know, I've never had a problem.
Yep, it's amazing. And like I've used it on the car on the grass, and it like makes the grass all brighter too, so which is interesting. So yeah, so no, it's amazing. So here it goes that it has replaced, so that 92 cents, I can't remember, I'm not a numbers girl, but it's so cheap, can be used on the bench, the window, the floor, the bath, the tiles, that barbecue, the oven. It's really good. I've used it on my leather lounge. I've used it on the fabric lounge. I've even used it on the carpet when coffee got spilled. So like straight away, I just do that and then give it a rub and it's done. So yeah, love it. Ready? Oh, I like this one. So for a very long time, it was just this, which Kim spoke about before. And then we received the Thieves Laundry Soap. So I'm really excited about these, because the laundry soap, because at the beginning I was like, oh, I don't know about that. It sounds like really expensive and but so there was lots of Young Living hacks online, which I decided to play into because I love little hacks and I love doing those types of things. So I was diluting this baby 3 times, so about a third, and then filling up with water. And then because I do have 3 boys who I do like them out in nature, I did add a capful of this just to give it a little boost. Anyway, I was just pottering through Facebook one time, and then somebody had circled that it says 6 times ultra concentrated. And I thought to myself, no, I couldn't go even further and get better value out of this baby. But I did. So now I dilute it down to 6 times, Kim. Add a cupful of this for the strongness. I don't know. I just like adding it. I like the mix and match maybe. And then filling the rest with water. And so you can see, this is one that I haven't diluted yet. I've just put it in the bottles. So I keep the bottles and I reuse these bottles. So if anyone needs any, I've got a whole cupboard full of bottles because I didn't want to recycle them because they're so cute as well. And I thought one day I can use them. But you can see in here how thick, this one hasn't been diluted, how thick it is. It is just incredible. And so then when I dilute it, it's easy to pour into the machine as well. Now, how do I get that without going on? But I'm loving it. And the smell is amazing. And you know how when you go to people's homes and you can smell their fabric washing? Well, that starts to make me feel a little bit uneasy now because I've been so toxic free. But this just makes everything smell amazing. And people walk into our house and go, what's that smell? It smells beautiful. So, and it's the Thieves. So, yeah. Then we have, I've got a story about this one. The Thieves dish soap. So not only does it clean your dishes and you can dilute it down. So we normally do dilute this one down into thirds. So about there. And so we pour it out, and I've got more bottles of these. So if anyone needs some extra bottles, I've kept these ones as well because I'm like, it'll come in handy someday. But did you know, Kim, that this is actually a really good face wash? So we went camping and I forgot my face wash, and it was actually a friend of mine forgot her face wash, and she used Thieves dish soap, and she's like, my skin feels so fresh and so amazing. And it was all thanks to the Thieves dish soap. But I have also used it for a hair shampoo if you've forgotten it on holiday. So it really comes into handy, not only as a dish soap, but as a face cleanser and a hair wash. the other really good thing about this is that because it doesn't have any bubbles, the bubbles are sort of meant to trick you. So you can add some bicarb in it, and that will make the bubbles if you like the bubbles. Or the other thing, sorry, I've lost my train of thought because the boys started. What was I going to say, Kim? What else? Oh, in the dishwasher, because it doesn't have the bubbles. So I've actually used this if I've run out of making my own dish soap, like dishwasher, powder. I will use a little squirt of this, and this is fabulous. So, and there's no bubble, so it doesn't, like, you don't have bubbles coming out everywhere, which is good. The fruit and veggie soak. This has still my first bottle. So I don't know when it came out. It feels like it was ages ago, but this is still my first bottle, and it's easy, at least half full still, even more. And I've given so much away as samples as well, to trial and everything. So you only really need the smallest little amount. Like, I swear it's not even a cupful that I use with my veggie soak, and the dirt and the yuck that you get off it is just incredible. And then you think, oh, like this, yes. You think, is like, am I actually eating that and all those yuckiness? But what I enjoy with it even more than not just like getting all the dirt and grime off it, is it makes your fruit last longer. So I did actually a test. We did a test with Dan. So we had some broccoli, and I think we had carrot, and we had tomatoes and cucumber, I think. And we did it 2 different little containers, one with the thieves soap, and I think we did 3. One with just washing it with water, and the third one was not washing it at all. Now, the first 2 containers were like moldy and yucky a long time because I waited until it would. And then the one that was washed with the thieves wash lasted like what felt like a lifetime, and still looked green and plump and fresh and delicious. So that's amazing. And I'm sure that there's more hacks for that, but I'll get back to that to find some more hacks, because I do like my hacks.
Oh, actually, Danae's got me using it as rinse aid. So I used to always use the Thieves household cleaner, and Danae told me about the Thieves fruit and veggie wash. So I've swapped over, and I do really like it. It's a lot better for my glasses than what was happening with, because I make my own dishwasher powder. Sometimes the glasses are a bit cloudy, which I don't mind, because I'd much rather be drinking out of glasses that are cloudy than glasses that have toxic dishwasher powder. But I've been using the Thieves fruit and veggie soak since Danae told me, and it's great.
Okay, I will give that one a try, because I like trialing new hacks. Okay, and then this amazing toothpaste. Now, I know that Kim's got highlighted here Aroma Bright, and at the moment I'm holding on to whitening. And then, I forgot to grab the other ones. I've got the kids one. There's so many toothpaste that Young Living do. It's incredible. So you can choose which toothpaste you like the best. My favorite one is actually the whitening at the moment, but I love the Aroma Bright as my deodorant. So I like I have the different toothpastes for different things. But if you were traveling and you didn't want to take 2 things, then you can actually take the Thieves toothpaste as your toothpaste and deodorant, and it's absolutely amazing. It's like very fresh, and it's got all the same ingredients as a natural deodorant. So 1, you're saving money, and 2, saving packing, and 3, it's just easy, which is really good. So it's free from all those little nasties, but it actually tastes good. I know my boys were visiting their grandparents, and they don't use the natural side of things, and they didn't like it. They were like, oh no, we need mums, because one they were like, it doesn't taste any good, and 2, they were like, no, we don't want to wreck our bodies. So they were teaching my mum, so which was really nice to hear that coming back, that I've taught them well. So yeah. The hand foaming soap. Did anyone see my little post. I did a post on this in Instagram today. Did anyone see it? Did you see it, Kim?
I saw a video that you were doing stuff. I didn't have the sound on, so I'm not sure what you were doing.
So basically, I was doing another hack where I got so much more use out of this baby. So instead of just using the foaming hand soap just as is, I actually, once again, dilute it down probably to about that much and then fill the rest with water. And it's just a credit to Young Living that they don't charge for water, that I can do all these hacks, because pretty much all I'm adding to all their products is water, and it still works exactly the same, if not better. However, I do have a girlfriend that used to buy this because her husband was a mechanic, and you know, all the greasy hands, and this was the only thing that would get his hands clean at night time because she didn't want him touching her. So it is just beautiful, and it smells amazing, and it's soft, and it's nurturing. It's sort of like moisturizing. You can even add more essential oils to it. So if you don't particularly like the thieves smell, you can add some orange, or you can add some lavender, or you can add some patchouli, because that's what I'm looking at right now. Whatever you want, you can make it your own as well, which is really nice. But this is actually also really good in the laundry as a stain remover. So you can just spray it on and give it a rub, let it sit for a little while, and then it gets the grease and stuff off if you've got messy boys like me. I think that's the only hack I've got so far for that one. Then these are my favorite, and as you can see, I'm nearly out of this one. Hand sanitizer and thieves spray. So these babies I use daily, particularly working in early childhood. A big emphasis is on obviously hygiene at the moment. So I don't want to fill my body up with all those nasty chemicals and riffraff and everything. So this baby is my best friend. I can feel the difference. So a long time ago, when my little man wasn't 100%, I was in NICU, and I had to use hand sanitizer all the time. It was part of their process. Anyway, my hands were all chafed. It was ridiculous. They were all sore and red from using what they had supplied. But this, I can use this every day, and my hands feel like they've been like in a little bath. They're so nurtured and moisturized and everything. The other good thing about this is that you can use this as your deodorant too if you happen to forget it, like at the gym or somewhere. It's nice and cooling, particularly at the gym. So it's a good little hack for that. And then we've got the thieves spray. So you can use that on shopping trolleys. You can use it to clean toilets. You can use it to clean your fridge. You can use it for hand sanitizer. There's so many uses. I can't tell you how many uses that you can actually use this for. And then we do also have some wipes, which are nice. I didn't actually have them to show you. But they're good like for kitchen wipes and things like that. But I actually make my own using the thieves and some paper towel, which is also really handy. I know Danae does too.
Want to talk about the thieves oil? Like, where does thieves get its name?
So thieves actually comes way, way, way back in the ancient 15th century time, when there was the plague around, and some people believed that if they doused themselves in clove and cinnamon and rosemary and all these oily goodness, that they wouldn't get sick, which was true. And so they began to steal back in those days, and the government was like, no, this recipe is too good to resist. So they found them and got their recipe, which is actually in a museum in France, and that's where Gary Young got this recipe from. So therefore, that is why it is called thieves, because it is after them, and it is for a purpose. But did you know that this is amazing to get permanent marker off? So I had many years ago a boy who did draw on the walls with permanent marker, and I was horrified, and how would I ever get that off? Well, thieves got it off instantly with no rubbing, no scrubbing, no nothing. Anyway, the other day we had a new fridge at my work, and a child had drawn in the fridge with permanent marker, and my boss was horrified, and I'm like, it's okay, I've got that. And in 2 seconds the permanent marker was gone. No rubbing, but the fridge smelt delicious. So it's really handy.
Don't you wish we knew about some of these things years ago? Like, just think about all the things we've used over the time and how toxic and stuff they are. And yeah, the amount of times I've done a training and accidentally written on the whiteboard with permanent marker instead of whiteboard marker. So anyway, thank you, Sarah, for sharing all those great ideas with us. All of those products come in the Healthy Homes Premium Starter Kit that I mentioned before, along with these little essential oils. So I have a saying, which is every essential oil I use is a harmful chemical I lose. And it's just so true, because I use these like my first aid kit. So I've actually been able to replace so many products in my home by using essential oils. So I don't have any plug-in air fresheners or spray air fresheners in the toilet, or anything synthetically fragrancing my house. I use a diffuser and essential oils instead. I add some of these to add extra cleaning power, like things like lemon. I'm going to sneeze, sorry. I add lemon to a lot of cleaning products. So I've even cleaned my barbecue, or if I go to a public barbecue, like in a park or something like that, I'll use some lemon oil to actually put on the barbecue before we actually use it, because you just don't know what people have done on public barbecues. Lemon is great for getting rid of sticky things. I've certainly used it in my daughter's hair. She has very blonde hair, and at one stage she got plasticine in it and it was red, and lemon literally dissolved the plasticine from her hair. I was so close to cutting her hair to get rid of this plasticine out of her hair. But lemon's really uplifting, so I love to diffuse it. I even use it with peppermint, but peppermint obviously is my pick-me-up oil, but I love it to add with a little bit of borax or bicarb soda and sprinkle around my floorboards and things like that to keep unwanted guests away. Not the big guests, but like the little guests. Same with purification. I like to use that to keep unwanted guests away too. But it's great to purify areas like your garbage. I put it on some cotton balls and I pop it in the bottom of my garbage bin bag. So I don't buy those scented garbage bags that they're really toxic with the scent that they put on them. Just get some normal garbage bags and make your own scent. Put purification on the bottom of, put it on a cotton ball in the bottom of your garbage bin, or even a makeup pad remover. It's so good for that. I diffuse purification, especially in the summer months or when we're having a barbecue. I mix it with some coconut oil and use it on our bodies when we're outside at dusk in particular. Obviously stress away, I call that mum's best friend, keeps the stress away, but it's great to add to any of your cleaning products. And Sarah mentioned before, it takes a little bit of getting used to thieves for some people. I love the smell because I think it smells like chai with the cinnamon and clove and stuff. But for other people, they may not necessarily like the smell. So I say, why don't you add some lemon or add some stress away? And it completely changes the smell. And obviously also the thieves comes in this kit as well. I just want to cover off on diffusers. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a teenager, I had one of these oil burners. I literally had one in the bedroom, one in the lounge room, and I think I even had one in the kitchen. I used to get really bad headaches. I used to get out my toxic peach oil because I thought all oils were the same, but in fact they're not. It really comes down to the quality of the oil in terms of how it's grown, how it's distilled, and even the species of oil, the species of the plant that gets turned into the oils all matter. Now, the thing about oil burners is not only do they heat the essential oils, so you lose a lot of your therapeutic benefits, but the other thing is that a lot of those soy melts and things like that that you can buy to put in them, they actually contain, or even though they say 100% soy, they contain a small amount of paraffin wax, which is released when they're heated. Okay, so it releases that paraffin wax, which is made from petroleum, which is an oil byproduct. And the other thing about soy is that it's all GMO. They don't grow, you know, sure, they grow organic soy and you can buy organic soy milk, but that's not the soy that they use to make these melts, okay? It's GMO and it's been sprayed with lots of toxic pesticides. And if you know anything about growing plants, when they are steam distilled, to turn them into essential oils because they're heated, the pesticides actually get they get more concentrated and enhanced when you heat the oils during distillation process. The same is true when you heat the soy melts and things like that. They also contain other nasty chemicals which cause irritation to the eyes, nose, throat, and respiratory system. However, I use a cold air diffuser. So I'm not actually heating the oils in any way, shape, or form. It's practically, you know, you can run your hand over the top of the diffuser and you're not going to get burnt or anything like that. And I like that around my kids. But all of the essential oils that you're going to put in your diffuser keep their beneficial constituents. They're not being heated and breaking apart like they are if you heat them in a wax burner or something like that. You're getting it how nature intended. And best of all, cold air diffusers don't have a naked flame and they turn themselves off when they run out of water. So I'm not afraid to have them in the girls' bedrooms and things like that to help them go to sleep. So who's ready to make the switch to natural plant-based products? Now, there are a couple of ways if you don't already buy Young Living oils, that Young Living products, that you can get them. You can get them at retail price. If you just want to buy one product, then get back in contact with the person who told you about today's workshop and they'll be able to help you to order. Like maybe you just want to try, dip your toe in the water and try, say, the Thieves fruit and veggie soak, which Sarah and I both absolutely love. Or maybe you just want to try starting out with the Thieves cleaner. That's fine. You can order it at retail price. But if you want to save 24% off the retail price, then you're better off getting a wholesale account with Young Living. Doesn't mean you have to sell anything. You know, obviously there is the option of a monthly paycheck. It doesn't mean you have to order every month. I know they have a great essential rewards program if you do, where they give you free products, which I noticed that Michelle mentioned before in one of her comments in the chat. But you also get access to a great support community who can help answer your questions, provide you with hacks like all the things that Sarah talked about. We don't want you to just buy these products and have to learn how to use them all by yourself. We have a really great community that loves to share ideas and recipes and how they use all the products, which is why we're doing this workshop tonight. So there's a couple of ways that you can get a wholesale kit. The first option is by buying the whole kit, the Healthy Homes, well, they're now called bundles, by buying the Healthy Homes bundle. So get back in contact with the person who told you about this. These are back in stock next week. They've been so popular that they're out of stock, but they're back next week. So you can get back in contact with the person. They can help you. So that way you get a bit of everything. You get the diffuser, you get the essential oils, you get the toothpaste. This would have been perfect for me when I was throwing everything out, right? Because instead of because often we think, oh, I'll just wait till I run out of that cleaner. But when you run out, you need it. So you just duck down the supermarket and you buy another one. Whereas, you know, you're not going to wait to order. So I literally just went whole hog and threw it all out. And you know, we didn't have these kits back when I got started, but this would have been a great way for someone, or maybe you know someone who's moving out of home, get them started the right way with a Healthy Homes kit. This kit is just $299, and best of all, you get the free wholesale account. So this kit's actually half off. Like if you were to buy every single thing in this kit, you would be paying close to $600 for everything, but you're not. You're getting it at half price rather than just the 24% off that you would normally get it. Or option 2 is to customize your enrollment order. And by customizing your enrollment order, it means that you can choose up to, we work on a point system. So you can choose whatever products you want up to 100 points and you get a free wholesale account, which saves you 24% off basically for life. There's no annual fee. Other companies charge you an annual fee to have a wholesale account. We don't do that. You just have to put in one order every year, every 12 months of 50 PV. So that could be your Thieves cleaner and your laundry, you know, or your, as Sarah said, she's taken a long time to go through that Thieves fruit and veggie soak. And also, if you get 42 bottles of spray cleaner out of that Thieves household cleaner, it's going to last you a long time. So it's not that you have to put these products on your order every month, because they really do last you a long time. This kit is another great kit, which is actually 100 PV. It's called our Nature's Essentials bundle. So it's got all the Thieves. It doesn't have the diffuser, but it has that spray bottle. It has a book full of ideas and actually a magnet to go on your fridge to let you know different ways to use the household cleaner. So I really, really like that for new people. And best of all, that one is $199. So it's a little bit cheaper than the premium starter kit that we talked about before. Option 3, so maybe you still want to get a wholesale account so you save 24% off, but you're not ready to spend the $2.99 or the $1.99. You can actually buy a basic starter kit, which is $59. So you get the hand sanitizer and a stress away and a couple of other things in your basic starter kit. So it's kind of like samples, if you like. Plus you can choose whatever product. So maybe you just want to get a toothpaste and some more hand sanitizer, or maybe you just want to save 24% off the price of the Thieves cleaner. Then the basic starter kit is a great way for you. Or, as I said, you can just buy one product retail, just get back in contact with the person, or you can reach out to me and I can help you to get started with the person who told you about today's workshop as well, if that's easier for you. I did mention just before about Essential Rewards, and I know Michelle put that in the comments. Essential Rewards is a great program that Young Living has that basically rewards people who put in a monthly order. And they have this exclusive Thieves bundle, which once again saves you money. Okay, when you bundle things, they take money off the price. So I did have how much it saves you, and now I can't remember. Oh, it saves you $49.59. If you were to buy each of these products individually, then you would be paying, well, $49.59 more. So by bundling it, you're actually saving nearly $50. So every few months, I like to pop something like this on my order so that I can top up my Thieves products. And best of all, I'm saving money. But, you know, you don't have to do Essential Rewards. That's just totally optional if you do want to put in regular orders. They give you free points to use for whatever products you want. And every month they have different promotions based on the amount of, you know, how much your order is to get free products. And this month they've actually got these cute little, I haven't got them here because my order hasn't come, but these cute little Thieves cleaning, like for cleaning your dishes. So there's like a scourer and a, you know, glass moppy thing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not selling it real well, but they're really, really cool. I've seen other people have them. So each month they have different things. Now, our team is very, very giving. And we like to give you a gift when you get started. So normally when you join our team, you'll get something like this. So you'll get a welcome book. This was a book that I put together for our team. I am an aromatherapist, so I like people to know how to use essential oils safely. So I wrote this book for everybody. You can also get it electronically as well. And we like to give you a few things to help you get started. And that always varies depending on which person in our team you get started with. But as an extra special gift for anyone who gets started and says to their person, I want to get started and I want that free gift from Kim and Jeremy, we are giving anyone who gets started with anyone in our team as a result of tonight's workshop a pack of 8 roller bottles. So you can make up stain sticks, stain remover sticks. You can make up roller perfumes to get rid of you know, the nasty perfumes that you might have around your house. You can make up serums to put on your face. You can, like, I literally have so many roller bottles around my home with all different kinds of, you know, essential oils in each roller bottle. I often forget to label them, and then I'm thinking, what was it that I put in the red one or the purple one? So I have to go back and remember. So it's a good idea to put labels on them. But you will get that as an extra special gift. And then on top of whatever the person you get started with offers you as the welcome gift as well. So that's really exciting. So make sure that you mention that when you get started with the person who invited you to tonight's workshop. That's it. we have covered a lot in just under an hour. We are so, so grateful for having you join us, and we hope that you've learned a lot about natural cleaning and why you should ditch and switch. Tell your friends. It's not too late for them to register, and we can send out the recording of tonight's workshop if they want to have a listen later. But thank you for giving up your time on a I was going to say a Monday night, because normally we do things on a Monday night, on a Tuesday night. Thank you to the lovely Sarah. Isn't she great? She's so knowledgeable. And guess what? She has agreed to come back next month to talk on getting your kids ready to go back to school. So that will be in early February. So keep an eye out on our Hot Oily Mama Facebook page and Sarah's Teen Quirky, and however you found out about this workshop, because Sarah has great ideas, being an early childhood teacher herself, about how to help your kids get ready to go back to school. So before I finish off, Sarah, is there anything you would like to say?
I would like to say thank you to you for putting up with me and teaching me as I've messaged you over the many years and putting together this amazing workshop. I'm so grateful to work with you. So, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we look forward to having you on one of our other workshops real soon.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.